Have you ever thought that those who stand firm in the rain and storm, remaining silent and dignified, could also create such moving and emotional moments? One cold, rainy morning in the royal square, the royal guards were patrolling, standing firm like unmoving statues. Each of their steps, each glance, carried an unwavering dignity and coldness. Under the faint light of the clouds, their tall black hats and bright red uniforms formed an image of power and discipline. In the eyes of many, they are symbols of power and inviolability. No one can easily approach them, and no one dares to break the strict rules they follow. Royal guards are often seen as emotionless, always maintaining a cold exterior and never showing their feelings. Every day is a patrol, hours passing in silence, with only the steady footsteps and deep eyes observing everything around them. But there is one truth that few people know. Beneath that tough exterior, occasionally there are moments when even the royal guards cannot control their warmth and kindness. In those fleeting moments, they are no longer the cold soldiers, but human beings with deep emotions, full of compassion. A boy, about 7 years old, stood in front of the royal guards. His eyes could not leave the royal guards who were patrolling. The boy was eager, but also a little hesitant, as if another world was opening up before his eyes. The guards did not notice the boy, continuing their duties as usual. But at the moment when one guard turned, and their eyes met the boy's, everything changed. The guard's name was Michael, one of the veteran guards known for his patience. He turned and realized the boy was looking at him, his big eyes full of admiration and curiosity. The boy, in a weak voice but full of admiration, "Sir, could you wave to me? I really want to see a royal guard wave to me." Guard Michael, pausing for a moment, then gently nodding. "A royal guard never forgets respect, and today, I will give you a small gesture, but one full of meaning." Michael walked over, his gaze filled with kindness, and waved at the boy. It was just a simple gesture, but for the boy, it was a whole new world opening up. The boy could hardly believe his eyes, smiling and waving back, as if this was an invaluable moment that he would forever remember. This moment was not just an ordinary wave. It was a connection between two generations, between a silent protector and a child who was broadening his view of the world. The boy would always remember this moment, and he might tell his friends and family about the story of a royal guard. Respect does not always come from grand actions. Sometimes, a gentle wave is enough to create memories that never fade. A family stood near the royal guards. They were waiting for an important moment in their tour, but perhaps they didn't expect that there would be a special interaction between them and the guards. A middle-aged woman, along with her son and daughter, stood quietly, watching the guards at work. One guard, named Thomas, a tall and strong man, passed by them. His eyes briefly scanned the woman and the young son, and a profound emotion rose within him. The mother, with a cautious tone, looking at Guard Thomas, "I'm sure your job is not easy. Thank you for protecting us." Guard Thomas, smiling, gently but with respect, "We only do what we must, ma'am. But your gratitude means more than any reward." Guard Thomas turned and gently patted the young boy in the family's back, a protective gesture. It was an action that no one expected in such a strict environment. The mother looked at her son, and her eyes glistened with deep appreciation. She didn't know that these guards, who seemed tough and cold, could bring such a memorable moment to her family. This moment was not just a protective gesture, it was a sign of connection. Thomas, as a guard, might never share his emotions. However, through a small act, he proved that respect and affection could be expressed anywhere. Love and protection do not always need to be shown through words. Sometimes, a gentle pat or a friendly gesture is enough to connect hearts. A woman, about 40 years old, stood beside the guards with a memorial sign for her father. She bowed her head and gently placed a note on the guard's leg. It was a profound and emotional moment. She did not speak, only silence, but inside her, thousands of emotions were rising. The guard was Michael, the same one who had waved to the boy earlier. When he saw the note, he didn't move, didn't react. He just stood still, as if he was sharing her sadness. In that moment, everyone around seemed to fall silent, giving space for a deeply emotional moment. The woman, whispering with deep respect, I just hope my father would be proud of me, even though he's no longer here." The silence in this moment became a profound way to express deep sympathy. Even though the guard didn't speak, his presence was a meaningful tribute. The woman's feelings were silent, but strong, as she realized that even a royal guard could be a witness and share in her pain. Sometimes, silence and presence are the best ways to show respect and share sorrow with others. On a beautiful sunny afternoon, the royal square was filled with tourists. Everyone around was lost in taking photos, capturing happy moments with family and friends. However, an unexpected special moment happened, one that no one could have predicted. A boy stood near one of the guard's horses, his eyes full of admiration. The boy was a big fan of history and had always dreamed of meeting a royal guard, but today, he not only met one but also had the chance to get close to a horse, a symbol of nobility and strength. The boy stepped closer to the horse, extending his hand and gently touching it. Guard Kevin, a man with over 15 years of service, observed the boy with keen eyes. He noticed the boy's care and respect as he approached the horse, and immediately, he stepped closer. The boy, with a trembling voice, but full of pride, "Sir, may I touch your horse?" Guard Kevin, with a gentle smile, warm voice, but still maintaining seriousness, "As long as you show respect, I won't stop you. Just be gentle." The boy, smiling, eyes shining, then gently touching the horse, filled with admiration, "Thank you, sir. I will remember this moment for the rest of my life." Guard Kevin looked at the boy with appreciation. The boy's eyes lit up when given permission to touch the horse, an experience that he would tell everyone about. The guard's gesture, though small, was a great spiritual gift that the boy would always remember. This moment was not just a simple action, but a delicate connection between a guard and a child, between dignity and admiration, between discipline and compassion. Small gestures like these can create lasting memories, deep lessons that not everyone can learn. A woman stood alone beside a memorial sign for her father in the vast square. She silently bowed her head, reached out, and placed a note on the leg of a royal guard. This was not an ordinary note, but a heartfelt message remembering her late father. The woman was Sarah, a strong woman, but the pain of losing her father always haunted her. Sarah didn't know that in this moment, the royal guard would not only be a protector but also a witness who shared her grief. The guard, named Daniel, stood there, motionless. He noticed the note but didn't rush to act. Instead, he stood silently, eyes fixed on Sarah, showing deep empathy. Sarah, whispering, choking with emotion, "I hope my father would be proud of me. I will always remember the lessons he taught me. Thank you for everything." Guard Daniel, gently, with no words, he bowed his head in respect, motionless, but his presence was an unspoken expression of sympathy. Sarah didn't need any words from Daniel. His silence, along with his respectful presence, made her feel as though her pain was shared, as if she was comforted without saying a word. That feeling was profound, not needing words, only presence and respect. Sometimes, silence and presence are the best ways to show respect and share sorrow with others. On a cold evening, when the crowd had mostly dispersed, a young girl entered the square, burdened with sorrow and unanswered questions. She was seeking a sign, some comfort. She carried a sign with a simple but meaningful phrase, "My dear daughter, you will always be your father's protector." Her heart was heavy, but little did she know that, right here, in this moment, she would meet someone who could share and understand her deep emotions. She walked up to one guard, whose name was Lucas. He was the only one there at that moment. He looked at her, his eyes warm but still serious. Lucas said nothing, just stood there, empathetic and listening. He noticed the girl's mood, and instinctively, he stepped closer and gently placed his hand on her shoulder. This gesture required no words, but it sent a powerful message that she was not alone. The girl, quietly, choking up, "My father is gone. I don't know how to go on without him." Guard Lucas, gently, with an understanding gaze, "Though your father is gone, everything he left for you will live on. His lessons will help you stay strong." Lucas didn't need to say much, but his presence, with a kind gesture and empathy, helped the girl feel comforted. It felt as if there were an invisible wall of protection behind her, a protection no one spoke of. Sharing and empathy don't always need flowery words. Sometimes, a gentle pat on the back or a compassionate look can provide profound healing. Each story in these moments brings a valuable lesson about respect and compassion. While royal guards may seem tough, always silent and serious in their work, in these special moments, they show another side. A side filled with humanity and emotion. These brief moments, small but full of meaning, leave a lasting impression on everyone they interact with. The moment a boy receives a wave from a guard, the moment a family is protected and comforted, or the moment those going through sorrow receive a shared feeling, all prove one truth. Respect and compassion can overcome all barriers, whether of rank, profession, or situation. These royal guards are not only protectors of the crown, but also human beings who can bring comfort and hope to those who need it. Have you ever encountered such an unexpected and emotional moment? Share your story with us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss more touching moments.